Hello everyone, welcome to Cricket Safari. Thank you so much for joining us. It is good to be back. Let's see what's coming up on the show. Coming up in the show, we preview the mouth-watering contest featuring the finalists of last season. We'll take a closer look at the superstars in action tonight. And also on the plate will be the red-hot bowling all-rounder from the Capitals, Scott Curry. It is truly great to be back for Season 4 of the DP World's ILT20, and it wouldn't be right if I didn't have my guys alongside me. Wasim Akram, Darren Ganga, and boys, it feels like just January. We were here last time, and it is very exciting to be back at a full stadium. It is absolutely chocker. What a vibe here, Darren.
Yeah, it's electric already. The crowd is in. It's a new season. I'm keen to see talent realize its potential, because it's not only about the international stars and they coming up trumps for their respective teams. It's also about the local talent, and this year there's a new flavor because Kuwait players have been included. We had that inaugural auction as well, so a lot of teams have changed in terms of the complement of players. So can the Dubai Capitals repeat and win another title, or can the Vipers go one step further and win a title for the first time? So many scenarios playing out. I'm keen to see how this unfolds.
Yeah, there are plenty of scenarios to play out tonight, but actually we've all been here since the very beginning, since Season 1. To be here tonight, to see all these people here, to look at the change. We've got an auction now, the different players that are being involved.
And
it's
I think,
huge.
Laura, with that auction, what happens in all the team are kind of equally balanced. Before it wasn't like this, it was a draft, now it's an auction. I was at the auction, incredible event that was. But look at this. Look at this atmosphere. Pack house, it's noisy, everybody's happy, everybody's having fun. It's great to see this league has grown where it was meant to be.
Absolutely.
And this is it, Season 4, DP World ILT20. Lovely to be here.
It is so great to be back. Let's take a look at some of the key features of Season 4, because there's plenty on. Darren Ganga, in particular, what are you loving about what's coming up in Season 4?
Well, of course, there are so many different features. All teams must have those 2 UAE players in their playing 11. Of course, one must be from an associate nation as well. The tournament fixtures, players from 34 different countries. So that in itself is a truly international league. And I did mention about Saudi Arabia and Kuwait being a part of this magnificent tournament. It will aid in the development of these players from that part of the world, and I'm sure that is going to bolster and buttress what we've already seen in 3 seasons prior to this one.
And we have seen some change in the 3 seasons. I mean, obviously those are the features of Season 4, but those up-and-coming players that we've seen.
Absolutely, it'll do so much good for the associate country, especially he mentioned Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. These guys will be spend 35, 36 days here with all the top players in world T20 format. They can learn from them. They can take their experience back to their teams, and obviously that's how cricket will improve. But coming back to today's atmosphere, I was shocked when I walked into the stadium. It was packed to the rafters already. So amazing start, first game, first day, perfect weather, perfect venue, incredible.
It is absolutely incredible. It is all perfect, and it's a replay tonight of last season's final. Now, the Vipers didn't have much luck getting over the Capitals at any point in Season 3. Can they get over them tonight? Because if we look at the match summary, would you call that, how would you have described that final, Darren?
Well, it was a thrilling final because the game was won in the final over of the match. So that in itself said that there were 2 teams that were equally balanced, the most informed teams competing for a title. And you can just look at the trend from the Capitals. They had a string of wins coming into that all-important final, and they were able to cross the line. For a team to chase in excess of 190 to win a game, you got to give them credit. And it was Rodman Paul, Sikandar Raza in the end that finished things off. But 2 of the most deserving teams ended up playing that final last season.
Sikandar is not with this team anymore, with Capitals. He moved some to other team. But that innings last year in the finals was phenomenal. 12 of 34, I think. He's got 34 runs of just 12 released. Under pressure, final, and winning hitting the winning run from his tees was ultimate.
It certainly was the ultimate. Let's have a little look at what we can expect tonight.
That's 4, and the DP World ILT20 2025 champions, the Dubai Capitals, for the first time.
I think that game we played 92% of the game on top and played so well. So frustrating. We had many chances, I guess, but the way the Dubai Capitals played in that final, we played them 3 or 4 times that season. We're probably the 2 best teams, and it was a great final with a fantastic crowd. But yeah, it still hurts that we lost.
To be honest, I'm not thinking much about us being the defending champs or the burden of expectation. You just turn up to play another tournament. You try and do all the right things. You're looking at ticking all the boxes, try and ensure that players are in good shape, players are well prepared, the players are good to go, and that's pretty much what a coach can do. And try and make sure that you have everyone ready, everything in order, and then let the boys take over.
I think we'll have a target on our back for sure, but you know that's fun, that's enjoyable. You know, when people want to beat you so badly, you know, sometimes it plays into your hands.
Nice to go against, I guess, our rivals' first game. They had the wool over us last season. Obviously a close final that didn't quite go our way. But again, the teams are so different this year, and the nature of the retentions and the new signings is the teams change quite a lot. So, of course, the core group's the same, but some of the players are missing from both sides. But at the same time, I know the boys want to start the season well, and I'm sure they're looking forward to the challenge.
Bowling, what a beauty.
It doesn't feel that long ago that we were here, so I guess to go out there on Tuesday night again against DC will be, I guess, a nice competitive start to the tournament.
So a very exciting start to season 4 of the DP World ILT20 was. If you were looking at these squads, who are you most looking forward to seeing in action tonight? Because as Lockie Ferguson said, there's been a bit of a change of personnel in both teams.
Yeah, they are. But I think if I have to pick one player today's game, I'll go for Fakhar Zaman. He's in great nick. He's in the squad with Dazza Vipers, so is Naseem Shah, being a Pakistani. And I think Fakhar is at this stage of his career, as an opener, as a middle order, he's got the hang of it. He can bat at number 7, he can bat at number 3, he can open. So he's the man for me tonight.
All right, so Darren, the Vipers, they know how to get to the final. They just don't know how to win one. They've got to start well tonight because the Capitals have had the wood over them for the last couple of games that they've played. What mentally, how do you come into this game?
Well, you've got to dust that aside, because if you played 8 matches and only won 2 out of 8, psychologically it can get to you. So you've got to find a way of dusting that off, realizing that it's a new season. If you look at this Vipers team, 8 players continue to apply their trade for this side from last season. So there is a core that they could rely on for continuity in terms of how they played, because when you look at last season, they won 7 matches, they finished top of the table for them to get to that final too. So they didn't have a bad season, they just faltered at the last minute. So they got to take the positives, play smart cricket, read the conditions well, because we know here in Dubai the conditions get better for batting later on. So hopefully luck is on their side with the toss, but I would say start the season on a positive note, play positive cricket and back their skills and abilities.
Absolutely, both teams will be wanting to start well tonight. We're already off to a hiss and a roar here. The team, Wasim Akram, I want to thank you so much for joining Darren and I. We're going to let you go. We're going to let you go, but just for a minute, we take a short break, and when we come back, we are that much closer to the DP World ILT20 Season 4 kicking off. And that man there, not a coach anymore, he's with us. Thank you so much for joining us here on Cricket Safari. UAE National Day, the perfect day to kick off Season 4 of the DP World ILT20. Darren Ganga still alongside me, and Andy Flower is joining us in a slightly different role this time around, though some would say more challenging because he's got to deal with me, not the Golf Giants. But Andy, welcome. It is great to have you with us. How are you feeling coming in as a commentator now?
It's a little strange to be standing here as a commentator, but great. I mean, there's a great atmosphere here already. The excitement that you feel as a coach at the start of a tournament is very similar to the excitement you feel as a player coming into a tournament, and now I'm experiencing it as a commentator and loving the start. Thank you very much.
Well, it's great to have you. It's great to see him smile, isn't it, Darren? Because sometimes we've seen a very serious Andy Flower over the years.
He is very stoic, very, straight-faced poker face. He doesn't give you much, whether his team is doing well, not doing well. He's the same personality. I saw him celebrate when he won that T10 competition, so he's coming off success. That should do him well for his stint in the commentary box.
Absolutely. No pressure. No pressure, but we have high expectations. No, Andy, we're really excited to have you with us. So talk to us, because you were involved in the first season. In fact, you won the inaugural DP World ILT20. So the progression from season to season, what's the biggest thing you've noticed?
Well, there are a couple of things, really. I mean, one thing that stands out today, as soon as you walk into the stadium, is the full stadium. Apparently, they've been in here since 1 o'clock this afternoon. The interest in the game in this region is increasing all the time. The other thing that I've really noticed is an improvement in the UAE players. The exposure to high-quality cricketers, international cricketers, and some really high-quality coaching staff as well, has meant that the UAE game has improved significantly. Hopefully, we're going to see a similar thing with Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabian players being involved in the tournament too. So I think those are the standout things for me in the league.
And we mentioned them before as well when we look at the new conditions of season 4, Darren. And what are you most looking forward to seeing?
Well, again, it's just to follow what Andy said. I mean, the development of the local players, the UAE players, and now Kuwait and Saudi players, but also quality cricket. We saw that last season. I think they would like the standard to improve. We saw some magnificent catches too. So let's not forget that department of the game. So in terms of value, this tournament is right up there with the very best. And now there is a following, there is interest in teams. You can see there are core players that are attached to teams. We've had that inaugural auction, as we mentioned, where there's more parity across teams. So the competition is going to be a lot stronger this season. And we're hoping that that will just give the fans, give everyone that opportunity to enjoy this magnificent tournament in season 4.
And season 4 is absolutely going to be magnificent. Now, Andy, I'm going to put you straight to work here because there are some change in personnel, but at the core, there are still some very similar faces in these squads. I'm going to start with the Desert Vipers. Who and what do you like about this squad for season 4?
Well, the first thing that stands out about the Desert Vipers is they've got an outstanding leadership group. Tom Moody, Director of Cricket, James Foster as the head coach. They're a really good leadership group, really well run, and you see that in some of the results they've had. But on the playing front, Fakhar Zaman and Shimron Hetmeyer, the two very powerful left-handers, are going to be really exciting to watch. They've got tons of experience now, and they should be leading the batting attack for the Vipers. They've got some great spin options: Noor Ahmed, Wanindu Hasaranga, and Qais Ahmed. 3 brilliant wrist spinners, actually. So I think that's a really very powerful squad, and there are going to be some excellent players sitting out of that squad, actually.
You're absolutely right. We've got some new caps being presented today, some exciting players to watch out for, particularly from Pakistan.
Well, Hassan was a very exciting young cricketer. Naseem Shah with his pace and outswing. And you can see Sam Curran is going to be leading them today. I hear that too.
Yes, he absolutely is. Lockie Ferguson, they have said that it's a long tournament, so the usual captain, Lockie Ferguson, will sit this one out to start. Just a precautionary thing, because it is a longer tournament. What do you make of that, Darren Ganga?
Yeah, I think they have to manage resources, and I had a chat with Tom Moody, and that is exactly what he was saying, that it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish and how you manage your resources throughout a tournament that is as long as 34 days. So they have options that they can lean on. Sam Curran is an able captain. He's a captain in the IPL. He's a seasoned international player. He's been with the team last season, so there will be continuity with the tactics, with the strategies, as Andy mentioned. Tom Moody's in there, so you look at the brains trust there. It's sound, it's knowledgeable. They will be very familiar with the conditions here, so they have everything going for them. It's about crossing that hurdle and winning the title for the first time. That will be uppermost in their mind. But for now, they'll think about the processes of getting to that point.
Absolutely, and Curran knows about captaincy because he stepped in for Lockie Ferguson a bit last season. Andy Flower, you know he'll start with a hiss and a roar as well because he's comfortable with that role, right?
Sorry, Laura, say that again.
He's comfortable with the role, Curran, because he had to step in last season.
Yeah, he's done quite a lot of captaincy in his career. He's a very, very competitive young man, like all the Currans, actually, just like their dad was. He's a very good tactical captain. He's a guy that other guys will look up to. So he slips in seamlessly when Lockie's not fit. And we know he's got problems with injury. So that shouldn't be a problem for Vipers.
No, certainly not. But let's have a look at the opposition today. Darren Ganga, would you talk us through this Capitals side? A few familiar faces in there as well, but some change.
Yeah, just a reminder, 6 players continue from last season in this squad. And there is a new captain, no Sam Billings. We understand that Dasun Shanaka will lead the team in match number 1. And when you look at this side, you see a guy like Jordan Cox who had a good season. They'll expect more from him. Rovman Paul, we mentioned, who played that magnificent innings in the final last season to get his team over the line. He will be relied a lot to provide that power. And there are a few new faces there. Navin Bidesi, who hails from Trinidad and Tobago, a new talent, an all-rounder, left-handed batter, right-hand wrist spinner, who will now have the chance to partner with the experience of a Mohammad Nabi, who understands these conditions, who's got a wealth of experience. And then you have the fast bowling lineup. You have Mustafizur Rahman from Bangladesh, left-arm seamer, with Dushmanta Chimera, who was the leading wicket taker for the Capitals. So all in all, it's a very good side. They've got local talent to expect to see Haider Ali feature as a left-arm spinner in this 11. So all to play for. Can they repeat? Can they be champions twice in back-to-back seasons? That will be something that will challenge this side. Do they have the motivation to do so? I look forward to seeing how they go.
Absolutely. Their title defence starts right here, right now. Let's find out about conditions. We go out to the middle now with Rowan Gavaskar and Wasim Akram.
It's match number 1 of this magnificent tournament, the DP World ILT20. We are in season 4, and it promises to be an absolute belter of a season. With me over here is Wasim Akram, who's going to keep you in the loop about how this pitch is going to behave, because all eyes will be on this surface.
Thank you, Rohan. First of all, hi everyone. 4th season of ILT20. Pack house, perfect start. Pitch looks good. Let's have a look. Looks dry to start off with, but when you see, there's a lot of grass on it. And it's not like evenly kind of spread grass. It's in clusters, if you can see around. This cluster I talk about. So if a new ball pitches here with the seam, it will definitely swing either in or either out. So new ball is very crucial. Over and all, Rohan, we've seen that teams tend to chase here. Yeah. So if you're going to bat first, get to at least 170.
Well, I'll tell you a stat.
Yeah.
In the first season, all captains winning the toss decided to chase, and that tells you a story. But as Wasim Bhai said, looks to be a good pitch. If you can get to 160, it will be a competitive score.
I feel like it's always a great pitch here in Dubai International Cricket Stadium, and the team do such a great job of all 3 of the pitches in this tournament. Andy, if you had your coach's hat on today, what would you be saying to the lads, and how would you utilise these conditions here tonight?
Well, hopefully we would have had a week of really good training. But you can see why captains want to bowl first. You want to put those batsmen under pressure, see if they can handle that pressure first up in the first game of the tournament. And it's quite nice as a team to get out in the field first and spend some time out there in the field as a group while you're finding your way as a new group of players right at the start of the tournament. So that pitch looks like quite a good pitch to me. It looks like it's got a bit of bounce. It feels firm enough. So I hope it produces a score of 170 or so, as the boys in the middle mentioned.
Yeah, 170, an interesting score. What would you, if you were to put a score on here, given how many times we've watched cricket here, Darren Ganga, what would you say?
Well, it's hard to say. You reflect on last year's final, 190 wasn't sufficient when the Vipers batted first, so you just never know. But I just want to agree with Andy. First game of a tournament, there are nerves circulating around, a little bit of anxiousness. You're not at your best just yet. You're still forming your approach. So I would say get over par. Par is 157 here. If you get to 170, 180, I think you stand a good chance of winning the game if your bowling is right to support it.
Okay, so if you do end up batting first, how do you approach that? How do you approach getting a target, setting a target for the chasing team, knowing what we know about statistics at this venue?
Well, teams can set up differently, but I would like my team to go out to have a very constant attitude to the way they go out and bat. So I would imagine the coaches and captain have been talking to the team about a very aggressive attitude to power play. You don't want to be tinkering around with anything that looks or feels at all cautious. So you want to put the pressure on the bowler. Even if the ball moves a little, you want to apply that pressure on the bowler. That creates more mistakes, more opportunities for you as a batter, and you want that momentum coming out of power play and then keep that momentum going in those middle overs before you can finish it off with power at the end.
Darren Ganga, as a batter, if that's the advice you're getting, how are you feeling walking out to bat first, potentially?
I'm risk tolerant. I'm taking on the bowlers because we saw that with the Capitals last season. It was Shea Hope that scored the most runs, opened the batting for the Capitals, and I think the Capitals achieved the highest average opening partnership of just 38. So that is a platform that you are alluding to in your remarks. So I expect to see the same. You've got to take the game on, play the game in the way it's played in modern cricket, which is attack bowlers, put opposition bowlers under pressure, and play to your strengths too. I always feel that you have to play to your strengths as a team. So if your middle order is your strength in your batting, make sure that you give them the chance. Don't think about batting order. Get them facing as many balls as possible to impact the game and not necessarily be ruled out of having an impact.
We've talked about how long this tournament is, and how will the coaches be approaching the mental side of this first game? Because the reality is, it's only been 10 months that these two teams have met each other. It's not that long. So what are the coaches saying to their troops before they take to the field here?
Well, the Vipers have had a hard time against the Dubai Capitals. I think they've played 8 games against each other, and the last 6 have gone the Capitals' way. So hopefully there's not too much history that's hanging on for the Vipers there. But the coaches will be getting these guys feeling aggressive, feeling as confident as possible. The self-belief and confidence is so important to us.
And so for you, I'll just ask quickly, Ganga, which team are you going for tonight?
Well, I would go against the trend. Vipers. I go Vipers tonight.
Vipers, fangs out, Darren Ganga reckons. And what about you, Andy?
My fangs are out as well.
Fangs are out here. It is game 1 of season 4 of the DP World ILT20 UAE National Day for kickoff. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, opening ceremony.